Alright guys, so this is my second time recording this. I actually did a prior recording talking about the problem with, at least my problem, with shonen fanboy culture. And I do think I kind of went on too long, and so this video is literally just going to be me kind of making my points a little bit more concise, rather than like having you guys kind of sit through 23 minutes of me gathering my ideas and stuff like that, and kind of like having gaps in dialogue and stuff. Not that it was bad, and I might still put it out, who knows, it just kind of depends on how this recording goes. But my issue with well, rather, I do have an issue with shonen fanboy culture, and of the fact that I feel like, you know, as someone who has read all of the greats and has, you know, been deeply engrossed within shonen for a majority of my life, you know, my childhood up until pretty recently, I just kind of wanted to talk about the things that, or the issues that I faced being a fan of particular shonen media, and also just kind of like what really pushed me out of that genre and led me to look for like different types of manga and stuff that like I wouldn't have read as, like, you know, a ninth grader, or, you know, in high school or whatever. You know, there are so many different, I've read more manga than I could like count, you know. Like, I have my mind, when I think of like the manga that I've read as like an example, I've read so many that my mind just kind of blanks out, honestly. But it's very rare that I actually drop a manga, and it's also even more rare that I drop that manga because of an external force. So like other people, you know, like if somebody's like, yo, this shit gets bad, like this manga is not good, I typically won't drop it because of what somebody else said. Like, they don't like it, so I'm gonna drop it. To me, that's kind of like goofy. I like to come up with my own, you know, conclusions, and, you know, I'm just, I guess, independent in that way. But you know, there were times when, like, you know, I think an example that I used in the last recording, it was Boruto. You know, a big example was like whenever Boruto first came out, it was a norm for people to just hate on it. Like, I remember as soon as it got announced, people were like really hyped for it. Naruto had just ended, obviously, so people were still kind of like buzzing from that. And Boruto gets announced, and then like the anime comes out and the manga gets released as well. And, you know, the way that I look at it, the anime for Boruto and the manga for it are two completely, they're not completely different, but like the manga isn't so written out in terms of like how far the story is along, that with the anime you can't really like it can't go at the same pace. Like, if it were to like go at the same pace as the manga, we'd be waiting, you know, however long for the next episode or whatever. So they have to fill it out and do all this stuff. And with that being said, it kind of turned the anime into more of a slice of life type deal. And, you know, I know a lot of people don't necessarily enjoy that. I have my own opinions on it. I don't think it's that bad, honestly. Like, when you look at it for like what it is, and considering like how far the manga is along, they can't really, unless they just create new storylines, they can't really do shit except kind of like fill it out, you know. But, you know, with the manga itself, I remember, you know, whenever I would tell my friends, and like whenever I would go online, and like when it would come up organically, like I'm not just trying to like force down people's throat, like, oh shit, yeah, I like Boruto or whatever, or I like this manga or that manga or whatever. But specifically with Boruto, whenever it would come up in conversation and I'm like, oh yeah, like this really cool thing happened in Boruto or whatever, like the manga that is, people were like, oh, you like that? Like, and like I would literally get shat on for like, you know, however long the topic was relevant in whatever group chat or forum that I was in. And it even became a thing where like it was just like popular to shit on people who liked Boruto. And yeah, and that really, I mean, I still read Boruto. If you read the latest chapter with the shit that happened with Kurama and Naruto, that's all I'm gonna say about it. You should read it. It's really good, in my opinion. But you know, dealing with that, you know, that shit really bothered me, and it really pushed me away from the Naruto community as a whole. You know, I really, and I don't really enjoy that. You know, like, I'm independent, but like, you know, I remember whenever I first got into Naruto, and I found like a whole community of like nerds and people who shared that passion, and then to like kind of years down the line, whenever I'm enjoying something that's still of like, you know, that's still taking place in that same world, just because you don't like a particular character, you're gonna shit on me. Yeah, that definitely pushed me out of the community, and it like, even now, you know, I still read Boruto, but I definitely stay away from the fandom, and that's purely because I just think that it's kind of become the norm for people to be toxic with their own opinions and shit, and I don't think that's cool. Now, that's just Boruto. This isn't going to be a Boruto video. It's just a kind of prime example that I came up with. Really, whenever I was getting to other shows like My Hero and Demon Slayer, my opinions on both of those shows, I read My Hero for way longer than I read Demon Slayer, and with that, it was really like kind of me just, I kind of just got bored of it. I don't think My Hero's bad. I just stopped caring, I guess. And that's kind of hard. That's something that's really like rare for me as well. Typically, kind of I'll blaze through really any manga as long as like I'm initially drawn into it, because I have to see it finished. I think that's like kind of like an OCD thing or something. But My Hero did not. It's one of the few that did not, you know, hold up for me. And I think that, you know, I don't think it's bad, but whenever I told a lot of people that, yeah, like, I think My Hero is kind of like, it's good, but like, I don't know if it's good enough for me to keep reading it for another 100 chapters or another like 200 chapters at this point or whatever. People were like, bro, you just have bad taste then. Like, you like, your taste in anime, your taste in manga, it must fucking suck if you can't, like, if you're not gonna keep reading this or whatever. And having experienced that with Boruto prior, I kind of, it just kind of pushed me out of the community, and like, it left a bad taste in my mouth to the point where like, now if people talk about My Hero around me, or like, you know, something happens with it, I just kind of like cringe a little bit. Like, I mean, I don't have like PTSD or anything from like not like people like, you know, calling me out or whatever, but it is a sort of thing where I feel like a lot of my enjoyment of My Hero, as much as I don't want it to be this way, was skewed by the community, because they just relentlessly attack people for dislike, like, or just I don't even dislike it, I just dropped it, and people were like, yo, you fucking suck, like, your taste in anime sucks. And that's when I was just kind of like, that's when I first felt that it was an issue, you know. But yeah, I mean, I could go on and on, you know, how it's happened over and over again, but the point of this like rant, I guess, is just to kind of bring to light that, you know, people can have different opinions than you, and just because they have a different opinion, that doesn't mean that it's okay for you to attack them. And I feel like me having to tell people that it's kind of fucking goofy at this point, you know. Not that, you know, I don't know how many people are gonna watch this video, but the few people that do, you know, I do think, you know, even if it's just a few people that watch it, you know, and I'm not trying to come from like a place of like, like I'm higher than you or anything like that, because I'm not. And maybe I am just like a little too soft or something, but I just don't think that it's cool to attack people for their opinions, especially when it comes to something that's not just meant for one group of people. It's meant to be enjoyed by really everyone, anyone who feels a connection to it. So for somebody to tell me, oh, you like Boruto, you fucking suck, like that really bothers me, especially now when like Boruto is like kind of like on the upswing, you know, and like those same people who were telling me that it was bad, that I liked it and that I enjoyed it, are the people who are like, you know, posting in their stories about it and like you know, doing like, you know, hooping and hollering about it and stuff like that, how good it is. You know, it's just kind of interesting to me. But yeah, I think that's kind of like the video at this point. Like, I don't want to just keep going on forever and ever. And also this video, I did kind of want to talk about some non-anime related stuff. So I recently finished my recording for High School of the Dead, the first episode, and kind of like the abridged, unscripted retelling of the first episode. I'm not gonna lie, it was my first go round, so I wasn't nervous, but like I'm used to writing scripts, so even with this video there might be like some gaps in like dialogue, because like just kind of going off the cuff, like off the top of the dome, you know, it's a different experience. So with that, hopefully you guys enjoy my abridged version of the first episode of High School of the Dead. But I did want to talk about some I guess upcoming projects that I have. So I do have quite a few different ideas for scripts and stuff that I'm really excited to kind of like get finished and put out for you guys. So that's on the way. And you know, I genuinely, like, the few people who have watched my videos and have subscribed and stuff, I just wanted to thank them and all that, because you know, I'm just like a guy on the internet who decided to start making videos. Like, that's kind of where I am right now. And so to even have people show support by watching my videos, that's honestly like really gratifying. But if you haven't liked and subscribed to my content and you enjoy it, you should definitely do that, because the content that I put out, it's not like, it's purely, and this is gonna sound really really selfish, but it's purely for my sake. I just want to put out content that I enjoy doing, and if other, like, I just want to be genuine with my content, if that makes any sense. So you know, dedicated playthroughs of games that I just stop enjoying, or just don't enjoy in the first place, that's probably not gonna happen. Making, you know, drama videos about shit that I don't care about, that's probably not gonna happen. But you will get to experience me being, you know, goofy and nerding out over everything from Sonic the Hedgehog to I don't know, whatever nostalgic shit that, you know, I can think of. So there's gonna be that sort of stuff. But yeah, I just want to be genuine and show that genuineness through my content. So if you are, you know, someone that really enjoys that kind of video and that kind of content, I implore you to like and subscribe, because that is what I will be putting out. But yeah, I do have a Persona video on the way, I think. Don't quote me on that. It's probably gonna be somebody mad if I don't put that out now, but yeah, Strikers just came out, so I'm thinking of doing that. And so yeah, I think I'm just gonna end the recording, or else I'm just gonna keep talking. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.